Well, a very good morning and welcome to Warsaw on day 2 of the European Open for women. We got 3 weight categories to bring to you today: the under 70, the under 78 and the plus 78 kilo weight categories. And I'm going to start by taking a look not only at the top 4 seeds, but a possible dark horse, if you like, someone who's not in the top 4 but may yet feature in the medal. So let's take a look at the under 70 kilo category. The number 1 seed is Cliss of Poland. The number 2 seed is Asma Niang of Morocco. The number 3 seed is Sendayush Naranjagal of Mongolia. And the number 4 seed is Gulzana Matinyazova of Uzbekistan. My pick in there is Dilba Umralieva of Kazakhstan as an outsider. In the under 78 kilo category, the number 1 seed is Anastasia Dmitrieva of Russia. The number 2 seed is Leila Talan of Spain. The number 3 seed is Yahima Ramirez of Portugal. And the number 4 seed is Marta Tort Marino of Spain. My pick as an outsider, outside of those top 4, is Purev Jugle Khlamded of Mongolia. Right, in the plus 78 kilo category, the number 1 seed is Vanessa Zambotti of Mexico. The number 2 seed is Xenia Chibisova of Russia. The number 3 seed is Santa Pakinita of Lithuania. And the number 4 seed is Sarah Adlington of Great Britain. My pick as an outsider in that weight category is Yelisaveta Kalanina of the Ukraine. The Mongolians had a good day of it yesterday. 2 gold medals, one in the under 52 kilo category, Adia Sambu Solman, one in the under 63 kilo category, that was Baldorj Munchunkimeg. The Polish team took 1 gold medal, that was Aleta Podolak in the under 57 kilo category, and the other gold medal to be won yesterday was in the under 48 kilo category, that was Noah Minska of Israel. We're going to get underway with the action. 2 mats, as I say, you can choose whichever mat you want to watch. We're going to start by watching Elvisma Rodriguez of Venezuela. She's up against Michaela Polares of Austria. It'll be Rodriguez in the white judogi, Polares in blue. We're going to go down to mat number 1. Thank you very much, Mario. What good timing you have. And there we are, just as the doctor ordered, nicely on time, and with the 2 fighters getting underway. As I say, it's Elvisma Rodriguez in the white judogi, the Venezuelan, and Michaela Polares of Austria in blue. At some stage today, if she isn't too busy with her other media duties, we may get to have a chat with the gold medalist from the under 57 kilo category yesterday, Aleta Podolak, but we've got hands full with the Polish press all over her because she was the gold medalist for the host nation, so they're still busy with her. Second or third time that I think we've seen Elvisma Rodriguez. You got caught there, though. Now, for me, I was going to say that they put that in initially. No. What's happened here is they initially put it on the wrong side. They then changed it, but by that time the referee had another look and he was thinking that it should be changed. But he's absolutely right. He's got that the right way. It's the right score. It was a good score, and it was just that they were slow to put the score up first of all. That's what threw him. It's really tricky if you haven't got the scoreboard operators, up to speed. And they originally gave that to the Venezuelan. It wasn't her technique. I'm glad that they were able to correct that. Well, she does come up with a score now. So both fighters on a Yuko apiece. He refereed well yesterday. I should know his name, I suppose. The referee's from Israel, but he really showed a couple of things yesterday. That he was, right up to speed And again, there he did. It wasn't his fault that they put it on the wrong side, was it? Not really determined with that right leg going across. Rodriguez, if she's going to do it, she may as well go all the way. A little bit better. Just needs to drop the hips a little bit. She gets turned again. Yeah. Second time that she's been caught there. And again, they were looking to give it to Rodriguez. You know, it's confusing for the man in the middle if they're going to give the scores to the wrong fighter. He's supposed to be able to take control of that and see it and correct it, but you know, you're trying to concentrate what's happening in the middle. It's difficult to keep looking at the scoreboard, although that's part of the job as well. Anyway, they managed to correct that. Not only did they correct it, but they upgraded it from Yuko to Wazari. So a good lead for Michaela Polares, and that was absolutely lovely. And she just had that feeling, the Austrian there, that the threat was going to come to the front, and just leaning into it a little bit, or leaning back, and that gave Rodriguez the opportunity to come around the back with that Tanio Toshi 4 Ippon, put her away nicely. That's good work from Elvismar Rodriguez. She was down. She'd been countered a couple of times, so she could have been nervous about that. There's just that little drop of the knee there, you see, and that's got that had the Austrian defending the possible attack on the right side coming forward. Oh dear. Got tied up there. Right, who we got now? Patricia Broly of Slovenia faces Ludmila Drozhova of Ukraine. Broly in the white judogi and Drozdova in blue. Well, the Ukrainians have been searching for a while for someone at 70 kilos. Perhaps they'll find Drozdova to be the one. It's not going to be a long day today. We've only got the 3 weight categories. We had 4 yesterday, and the numbers aren't quite as big today as they were, so clearly we're going to have a shorter day. There's also the possibility that there may be more Ippons from the heavier weights. We'll see. Polish referee not drawn into giving any score for that. Haven't seen her for a while. Alexandra Osman is the referee in the middle. She was off for a while because she had a little boy, so we didn't see her on the map for a while. He's around here somewhere. Bruno, his name is. Just a single Shido against Drozdova at the moment. A little over 2 minutes left to go, and well, there was the thought of a Makikomi from Broly there, but she never really got it going. I seem to remember Broly in one of the team events for Slovenia. Could have been at the Junior World Championships at some stage, I suppose. But a name kind of comes to mind as far as the teams are concerned. Slovenian coach is wanting Drozdova to be given a second penalty. And the referee does give a second penalty.
Two gold medals for Mongolia and 1 gold medal for Poland and Israel.
see what Drozdova can work from that grip. Not a great deal, and there's the possibility for the Osaikomi. With the Tate Shiogatami. Just fell into that, did Drozdova. And gifted Broly that position, and an unfortunate end to her morning's effort. Just falling into that Osaiwaza. Oh, that can happen sometimes. I dare say Broly's going to have a harder time of it in round 2 when she faces Dilba Urailieva of Kazakhstan, but that's yet to come. We'll deal with that when we get to round 2.
In blue, for Poland, Polska, Barbara Białosz. In white for Romania,
right, coming up next, Renata Bucatari of Romania. She faces Barbara Balas of Poland. It's Bucatari in the white judogi, Balas in blue. The Romanians sending out for a change some heavier fighters. Well known for producing 48, 52, 57 kilo category fighters, but as the weights get a bit heavy, for some reason they kind of a little bit difficult to fill those places. Shido picked up by Balas for ducking her head underneath. The other half of the under 70 kilo category, that's pool C and D. They are taking place on mat number 2 for those of you that want to see the lower half of the draw.
Dear spectators, don't forget that today there are 3 categories in this competition: women under 70 kilo, under 78 kilo, and over 78 kilograms.
W dniu dzisiejszym rozgrywać będziemy 3 kategorie wagowe. Do 70 kg, do 78 kg oraz plus 78 kg.
Bucatari having a bit of a rough time of it. You look decidedly uncomfortable there. 2 penalties picked up by Balas at the moment. 2:27 left to go.
Na macie numer 2 zwyciężyła reprezentantka Niemiec, niebieskiej judogi Jenny Werner. Walczyć będzie niebieska judogi reprezentantka Polski Aleksandra Jabłońska, a jej przeciwniczką miała judogi reprezentantka Kazachstanu Sana Kaszkin.
Bucatari coming up with the score. That little break helped her. She had Balas momentarily in Osaikomi, but wasn't strong. The Polish fighter managed to escape, so there's life yet in it for Balas. Was Ari down? Well, luckily for Balas, that was called Mate, but I suspect that Bucatari was going to get called for holding on to one side. That's really what she should have been penalised for. And she comes again. It's not bad. Strong effort. Then a Haragoshi that wasn't really threatening. Minute 20 odd left to go. Batari still leading by Wazari. It's okay. She managed to get the attack in almost immediately that she got her right arm over, and that's what the referee's going to be looking for. And I want to make sure that there's no delay between applying the grip, that cross grip, and then coming up for whatever attack it is that you've got in mind, but you need to attack immediately. Another penalty picked up by Batari, this time for avoiding to take the grip. We're inside the last one. That's another good effort there. The Koshiguruma just threatened Barbara Balas on the left side this time, and now the attempted turnover. Just couldn't control the bottom half of the body. The legs got away from her, and that helped to turn the top half as well. Balas able to defend on the ground, but the time is ticking away here, and there's only 20 odd seconds left by the time they get to their feet. Here comes Balas again. We'll have to score, and she does. Oh dear. Well, that's just what you wanted. I mean, it wasn't that far from being flat on her back. A nice big makikomi right at the end, and you know, you don't want to say that a fighter should be negative. You want to have positive judo all the time. But, you know, the Romanian will be looking at this and thinking, I could have taken a drop, burnt some time on the clock. Too late to think about now. Now the force is with Balas, having come back from Wazari down in the last few seconds of the contest to score Wazari herself, tie things up. And now we're into the golden score period. Now, you've been penalised once before for going over on that side and staying there, so should have learnt your lesson. And she's been penalised for ducking underneath, and she does there. She's lucky to get away with that, Balas, because she just ducked underneath. If you're going to find a reason in golden score to give a penalty, that should be it. Yeah, and that will be the penalty. She ducked her head underneath. So it was. It's unfortunate, but that's what Balas did, and she had been penalised for that before. So the Romanian sneaks past her Polish opponent.
First round for women under 78 kilos. Number 1 in blue from Mongolia, in white from Ukraine.
Right, Renata Batari will face Gulnoza Martinyazova. Completely different prospect in store for the Romanian in round 2. What have we got coming up now in the under 78 kilo category? Anastasia Turchin of the Ukraine. Let's have a look. Get the sheets out properly. Yeah, Anastasia Turchin of the Ukraine faces Munk Erdena Uganjagal of Mongolia. It's Turchin in the white judogi, Munk Erdena in blue. opening contest in the under 78 kilo category. One of the most talented fighters in the weight category. Anastasia Turchin hasn't quite yet lived up to a potential in the senior ranks. She's done quite a lot as a junior. Mongolian picked up a Judo earlier on. Now Turchin picks up. No, she doesn't. Decided against giving out that Judo for passivity. Left-sided Uchimata and then the Ouchigari. She kept it going. And the Mongolian may have thought at some stage that they'd left the competition area. But Turchin didn't, and she continued her efforts with that Ouchigari. Didn't come up with a score, however. Turchin looking to throw left-sided, whilst Erdene is mainly on the right.
Pierwsza runda kategorii wagowej plus 78 kg. Niebieska judogi reprezentantka Ukrainy Anastasia Sapsaj. Biała judogi reprezentantka Litwy Sandra Jablonski.
Still no score. Minute 40 odd left to go. The Mongolian picks up a second penalty. It's Munk Erdene now with 2 penalties against her. And a bit of a clash of heads there results in Munk Erdene having a bit of a sore on the back of her head. And Turchin, well, he picks up a bit of a bump to the face, but they're back underway, so no real harm done. Almost a chance there for Turchin. Oh, Anastasia Turchin has Wazari on the board with half a minute left to go. Yeah, she thought about the Satemi Waza. She got herself moving, but she couldn't get her opponent moving. That's Munk Erdene trying to come up with the Satemi Waza there. Last few seconds, all or nothing now for Erdene, she's picked up 3 penalties, unfortunately for her. And that, unfortunately for Erdene, is an early end to her day, losing out in round 1 to Anastasia Turchin of Ukraine. There was one other second round contest that was in Pool C. Migila Dedunaita of Lithuania was up against Yarden Meyerson of Israel, and it was Meyerson who came through the winner there.
First round, women over 78 kilo. In blue for Ukraine, Elizaveta Kalanina. In white for Mongolia,
All right, well, here's a tough first round contest for my pick out of the outside of the top 4. Odku Javsma of Mongolia faces Yelisaveta Kalanina of Ukraine. It's Odku in the white judogi, Kalanina in blue. Nice Osodagari position from Odku, almost came up with a score. Well, she put in a reasonable attack, got herself into a good position, but couldn't finish off. Kalanina picks up an unnecessary penalty for having had a bit of a kick at the leg of Odku Javsma, the Mongolian fighter. There's another Osodagari effort from Odku. That's the second time she's put herself in a reasonable position. Couldn't come up with the finish, and now it's Odku who's trying to work something on the ground. I wonder if she's got the arm on the other side there, has she? Doesn't look as though she has, and the referee will call mate from here. There's not a great deal going to happen. Well, the first little exchange is out of the way. Kalanina is the fighter with the penalty against her, having had a bit of a kick at the right leg of Odku. She has another little stab there. It's a habit that she's got, just tapping away at the opponent of her foot. Another Osodagari shape from Odku. Now here's a better chance, but she decides to leave that. I'd have given that a go if I was Kalanina. Put some pressure on the Mongolian, but she decided against it. Kalanina's got her own Osodagari. Odku shaped a couple of times to go over on the right side. And now Kalanina with a possible Makikomi effort there, but didn't have enough of the arm. Really needed to have a little bit more of the arm, and all she had was the, well, it was below the elbow, but not enough. She'd do well to get rid of that right arm from Odku as well. If we're just wanting Kalanina to tidy herself up properly, but that right arm from Odku, she shouldn't be allowing that to get up there. You know, Odku is not a tall fighter, so you don't want a shorter fighter to be coming up high and grabbing around your collar, because the result is that they're going to pull you down. So she's got to make sure that Odku doesn't get that grip. One way of doing that is to get your own right arm up there first. He did, but Odku broke that off. Odku's gone inside now on the lapel. Chance for the Ashiwaza. Why doesn't she follow up on the ground? It's the second time that she's left that. And now Odku picks up a penalty. Kalanin are not showing any interest in Neovaza, and she comes up with a nice score from a second Makikomi attempt. The first one wasn't that great, but that one was a bit better. So on the board now. Having scored Yuko from that right-sided Makikomi effort, she now has to defend on the ground. Turns again, just hang on to that left arm. It's not going anywhere. The referee calls mate. There's a little over a minute left to go. Odku now trailing here. Let's see if there's something different from the Mongolian. Now, we know she's got the right-sided Osodogari. Kalanin has got to be aware of that. She's got to sense that that's coming now. That's where the attack is going to come from. Yeah, some negative gripping from the Mongolian, going inside the sleeve. That was rather silly. No need for that. Picks up a second penalty. Kalanin, a good strong grip with the right arm. There's another thrash at the right leg of Odku. Not really Ashiwaza attempts. And that's why she picked up the first penalty. Half a minute left to go. Yeah, both fighters here negative, to be honest. But it's Kalanina who picks up a penalty for the overly defensive gripping. Yeah, she's just got the arms out now, keeping Odku away in these last few seconds. Odku has a better grip here. One last chance. No good to try and pull Kalanina down. She may pick up a third penalty, which she does. But with 2 seconds left to go, it's all done and dusted. Disappointment for Odku Javsma of Mongolia. Here's the Makikomi. Right arm goes over. Good use of the long legs that Kalanina has got to trap Odku there, and over went Odku. So it'll be Yelisaveta Kalanina of the Ukraine to face the number 1 seed Vanessa Zambotti in the first of the quarterfinals. Coming up next, Sarah Adlington of Great Britain faces Christine Busov of Germany. Adlington in the white judogi, Busov in blue. No one in the chair for Sarah. She's out here on her own. No coach. Sarah Adlington picking up a penalty there just for that overly defensive grip. I've said so many times before, nothing wrong with taking a strong grip, a strong dominant grip. You then need to do something positive with it. So a single Shido against Adlington. Now, second penalty picked up by Adlington, this time for stepping off the area. Busov straight into the attack with that Uchimata there, and Sarah's kind of flirting with the passivity penalty here if she's not careful. Busov is managing to beat the British fighter to the attacks. Penalised once for stepping out the area, gripping infringement. Got to get some attacks in. Oh, at least there was one there. Forced Busov to push her off. At least there was that. Trouble with that right arm that's on the inside, that's just blocking. And both fighters pick up penalties, but Busov was, reasonably clever there if you think about it. Just make it difficult for Adlington to come across on that left side, frustrate your opponent, and they'll end up picking up the penalty, which she did there, and it's a third penalty now against a British fighter. So really got to go for it here now. Try and pull down on that left arm and open up her opponent a little bit. Well, she's not doing anything there, Busov. She was the fighter who should have picked up a penalty. She went across there and couldn't generate any offense. That was definitely just a negative grip. The German avoided picking up the penalty. And now Busov flirts with danger by picking up a second penalty, so unnecessary. And things going your way, make something happen. Oh, that was beautiful. Absolutely fantastic. What an ashiwaza that was. Completely out the blue. The first time that she's even looked at any ashiwaza. And really caught Sarah Adlington cold there. So it was a good technique. Sarah going out in the last 30 seconds, but nothing up to that point had suggested that Busov had that kind of technique in her armory, and then all of a sudden there it was. Good finish from Christine Busov of Germany. Right, we're going to go over to mat number 2 because it's round 2 of the under 70 kilo category taking place over there. Andrea Po of Mexico faces Valentina Maltseva of Russia. Not sure what's happened to our cameraman. He seems to be sliding off the edge of the planet there for some reason. Maybe it's just the angle that he's placed his camera at this morning, but it's not the best, is it? I'll see if we can tidy that up in a minute, but it's slightly off-putting. Looks as though it's tilted for some reason. I don't know why that is. Anyway.
To turn before we rewind for girls, Maria's Busov. Second round for women under 70 kilos. It's a timing one. Please welcome in blue for Venezuela, Rodriguez. In white for Poland, Polska, Katarzyna Cliss.
Right, we're going to go back down to mat number 2 now. Sorry, mat number 1. Yeah, we're going to go back down to mat number 1 because we got the number 1 seed there, Katarzyna Cliss, the home favourite, taking on Rodriguez of Venezuela. Let's see how the Venezuelan gets on up against the number 1 seed. It's Cliss in the white judogi, Rodriguez in blue. A bit far away with that attempted Morote Seonagi. Didn't trouble Cliss. There's a real hope today that Cliss can do it again for the Polish team. Take gold medal following on from Aleta Podolak's win yesterday in the under 57 kilo category. Podolak was the number 2 seed. Well, Cliss is number 1, so good chance for the highly fancied Cliss. Ochigari, ooh, that was a neat little effort from Rodriguez. She had the bottom half of the technique working well, the leg hooked in, just couldn't turn Cliss onto the side and come up with a score. But that was nice work. And Vismar avoids getting caught up in that Sode Tsurikomigoshi effort from Cliss. And there's still no score after, well, almost 2 minutes. Rodriguez picks up the penalty for passivity, just a little bit off the pace there. Better grip now from the Venezuelan. She just wanders off the area. Gotta be careful. Lucky that they went into Newaza and didn't stay standing up. The penalty was looming large there for Rodriguez. Single Shido, that's all that's against the Venezuela at the moment. A score here would do it, to be honest. A little bit closer with that right-sided Morote Seonagi, and then Cliss comes back with her own. Haven't seen that little feint across the right side, and then the Taniotoshi, the left arm of Cliss, is blocking that actually. It would be better for Rodriguez if the left arm was up around the collar to open things up a little bit for the Venezuelan. She could come underneath with that Taniotoshi. Oh, that was close. Oh, almost came up with the counter. There's just not enough time. This is tiring, but there isn't enough time for Rodriguez to come up with anything. Missed with that Uchimata. One last effort, that's it. Well, single Shido is all that separates the pair at the end. Katarzyna Cliss of Poland goes into the quarterfinal. Unfortunately for Rodriguez, it's 2 and out. 1-1, lost the second.
Tatami 1, second round for women under 70 kilo. Winner in white for Poland, Polska Katarzyna Cliss. Second round for women under 70 kilo, Tatami 1. Please welcome in blue for Slovenia, Patricia Brolin. In white for Kazakhstan, Dilba Umilaliva.
Right, let's have a look and see what happens now with Dilba Umiralieva of Kazakhstan. She faces Patricia Broly of Slovenia. We saw Broly's opening contest against Lyudmila Drozdova of Ukraine. Here she is against Umiralieva in the white judogi, Broly in blue. Taking her time to settle on a grip here, Umiralieva. Been wise to put in 1 or 2 attacks. She ended up picking up a penalty there. Just took a little bit too long to settle on the grips and played around a little bit. Unnecessary Shido there. Now Broly it is who picks up a penalty, and I would be upset, just as Mitya, the Slovenian coach, is. It's unnecessary from Broly, but she cleverly manoeuvres Umiralieva into a position that has her off the tatami. Two penalties picked up by Umiralieva. I'm not sure if there's something ailing Muralieva this morning. She's not giving the kind of performance that I expected from her. All of a sudden she was galvanized into action there with that left-sided Kosotogaki attempt. But she doesn't look particularly troubled at the scoreboard, which has her with 3 penalties and still a minute to go. I think I might be a little bit more concerned if I were her. Broly's not bothered, she's in the driving seat really, with half a minute left to go. Broly picks up a second penalty. Well, this contest is in desperate need of a score here, actually. Makikomi effort there from Broly, just ties things up, and a really disappointing effort from Dilbar Umiralieva. Well, I can only suppose that she's not feeling well, because she generated 0 offense, to be honest. Never looked as though she really got herself going. Just it was a tired looking effort from Umiralieva. So first round defeat for the Kazakh fighter. It's Patricia Broly of Slovenia, who goes into the quarterfinal. She'll face Katarzyna Cliss of Poland in the first of the quarterfinals. Well, we're going to stay here because we're going to see the upcoming contest between Gulnoza Matinyazova of Uzbekistan. She faces Renata Bucatari of Romania. It's Matinyazova in white and Bucatari in blue. Matinyazova showing the kind of attacking signs that we'd hope to see from Umiralieva, but they never materialized. Bucatari's going to have to look out here because Matinyazova has already given an indication that she's not looking to hang about here. Onto her front, so no score. Bucatari was looking up in expectation or hope that a score would be given, but unfortunately she wasn't able to put her opponent, Matinyazova, on any part of the scoring part of the body, so no score. Needs to be a bit more upright here, does the Uzbek fighter. Just looking a little bit overly defensive there, but she manages to come up with a nice counter to Bucatari's initial attack on the left side and picks up Wazaria. Now there's the Osai Komi as well. A couple of seconds and it'll all be over. Vazari Awazeti upon. There you go. Martiniazova finding a way to come up with the win and a place in the second of the quarterfinals. Gulnoza Martiniazova of Uzbekistan seeing off the challenge of Renata Batari of Romania. Right, we're going to see for the first time this morning Lola Mansour of Belgium. She's up against Ailita Shebakova of Kazakhstan. It's Mansour in the white judogi, Shebakova in blue. Shebakova just being asked to tidy up her hair a little bit. Okay, that having been done, we're underway now. Oh, what a Kojigari that was. Really nice piece of work from Lola Mansour and caught Ailita Shebakova flat-footed. Wazari on the board. Nice score from the Belgian fighter. Masai Komi, she tapped out there. She just gave one tap with the left hand. What was that about? All right. Tate Shiogatami from Mansour is enough to finish off Ailita Shebakova. Oops, down she went. So, Lola Mansour it is, who will face Gulnoza Martiniazova in the second of the quarterfinals in the under 70 kilo category.
On mat 1, preparing to fight for Belgium was Lola Mansour. New category now on mat 1, second round for women under 78 kilos.
Right, we've got the under 78 kilo category on mat 1 now. And it's the number 1 seed Anastasia Dmitrieva of Russia. Let's have a look and see who she's up against. Angelika Marcinkiewicz of Belarus. It's Dmitrieva in the white judogi, Marcinkiewicz in blue. Nice Ojigari there from Dmitrieva, bringing Marcinkiewicz down for Yuko. Hooked in and kept pushing, and a good score from the Russian, who's the number 1 seed here today, ranked number 21 on the world ranking list. Push herself up a few places if she could take gold here. It's a reasonable field. So we'll have some opposition from Turchin and maybe Stevenson, Kalan and Jugle, Ramirez, and maybe her own teammate down in the bottom there, Elena Kakorovskaya. Mind you, Kakorovskaya has got a difficult contest against Larissa Grunwald of the Netherlands. That's the opening contest for her. Single Yuko is the lead at the moment for Dmitrieva, receiving some cheers and encouragement from her teammate, Zenia Chibisova. Plus 78 kilo fighter. Chibisova is the number 2 seed here, so both Russians coming in here reasonably highly rated. Another Ochigari that comes up, or the sheep, if you like, of an Uchimata in the end, and brings down Sinkiewicz for Wazaria originally, or initially given Wazaria, again the scoreboard operator going in there for the wrong fighter. Never mind, tidied it up in the end, and Wazaria Awazeti opponent is Anastasia Dmitrieva of Russia, who takes this contest. Right, she takes her place in the first of the quarterfinals. Now her opponent will be the winner of the upcoming contest. Hortense Umbala and Tangana of Cameroon faces Karen Stevenson of the Netherlands. It's Umbala and Tangana in white, Stevenson in blue. Bala picking up a penalty there. Yeah, that's an untidy effort. Stevenson picks up a penalty for passivity, however. Oh, nice piece of work there by Stevenson, bringing down her opponent with that little bit of Yoko Sutemiwaza, Yuko, on the board now.
Walczyć będzie niebieskiej judogi Polska, a jej przeciwniczką białej judogi jest reprezentantka Mongolii
Well, if Bala is going to employ those sorts of techniques, Stevenson is going to have to get a little bit, well, there's going to have to be a little bit more bite in her game. Not literally, but Yuko still the lead for Stevenson. A little over a minute. Have to go slow to get back to her feet. Now Bala picks up a second penalty. It's time for passivity. Right, let's go down to mat number 2. Because on mat number 2, Jugle Khlemded of Mongolia faces Pacut of Poland. It's Jugle in the white judogi, Pacut in blue. There's no score as yet, and there's 3 minutes and 17 seconds left to go, just as Pacut attacks with that Kojigari. Well, the Mongolians had a good day of it yesterday. It remains to be seen if they can produce the same kind of results today. Oh, chance for the shimmy, was there? No, lost it. Oh, that was sharp little effort from Jugle, but Pacut covered up very quickly to defend against that.
In blue for Ukraine, Anastasia Turchin. In white for Spain, Marta.
Pacut now picks up a penalty for passivity. Chance for the Makikomi, but went begging. A chance for a hip technique. That was the thinking from Jugle, but she was off balance. Pacut took that over and down went Jugle. with a little over a minute left to go. He was a little bit lazy there, was Jugle. Oh well, too late now. Scores on the board. It'll have to be something really big from the Mongolian to take this contest now in the last minute. They're trying to maul Pacut. It's not going to be enough. You really got to get a score on the board. Second penalty goes against Pacut now with 40-odd seconds left to go. Yeah, Jugle looks a little bit off the pace here. Slow to react. Slow to react, either attacking or defensively. Pacut was the fighter who came up with the single score at Wazari. Scored against an off-balance Jugle. Klamded was enough to take the Polish fighter into the quarterfinal. She will face Laila Talan of Spain. Right, we can, I suppose we're going to stick around here. Yahima Ramirez of Portugal faces Zarina Raifova of Kazakhstan. It's Ramirez in the white judogi, Raifova in blue. Let's stay here and have a look at this one then. We'll be ready to get underway in a moment. It's Ramirez in the white judogi, Raifova in blue. Anastasia Turchin of Ukraine has just thrown Marta Tort Marino of Spain for Ippon on mat number 1, so that's Marta Tort out of the competition. Turchin into the quarterfinal.
To tell you one. In blue for Poland, Polska, Paula Kubaga. In black for Croatia, Ivana Maranic.
Both these fighters had buys in the first round. So it's the first time that we are seeing them. Needs to get in an attack here, Raifova. Doesn't want to be stuck around that mat edge here and gave that up. Oh. Wazari, oh. So Ramirez leads by Wazari, and a little bit of work for Raifova to do when she gets back to her feet. Raif is just digging herself into a deeper hole here. Playing into the hands of Ramirez. Not only has she been caught once, she's also committed 3 errors, and Ramirez just happy to engineer her opponent off the tatami for a 4th Shiro. We've got one more second round contest in the under 78 kilo category, and this features Alina Kakorovskaya of Russia. She's up against Larissa Grunwald of the Netherlands. Kakorovskaya in the white judogi, Grunwald in blue. First minute gone, nothing to write home about. Grunwald coming up with the attempted Kojigari there and brought Kakorovskaya down onto a front, so no score.
To target one, we're in white for Croatia by Mano. And now we have the first quarterfinal of Mat 1. Quarterfinal for women over 78 kilos.
Well, the quarterfinals in the plus 78 kilo category are about to start on mat number 1, so let's go down there and we can catch the action. In the first of the quarterfinals, it features the number 1 seed Vanessa Zambotti of Mexico. She's up against Yelisaveta Kalanina of the Ukraine. It's Zambotti in the white judogi, Kalanina in blue. Well, she want to drop her hips a little bit lower, Kalanina, to catch Zambotti. Just got the hips a little bit too high there. Kalanina again. Left-sided effort from Zambotti with the low hip on Seonage.
Zakończeniu walk eliminacyjnych i będzie rozgrywane tylko na jednej macie. Tak więc 30 minut po zakończeniu walk eliminacyjnych rozpoczniemy walki o medale.
Again, the Makikomi effort from Kalanina. She came up with a couple of efforts in the previous contest, and she caught Odku with that Makikomi. Needs to keep up the rate of attack. She's thinking about it again. Uchigari. Ippon Seonage left-sided from Zambotti. But Kalanina is up to blocking that. 2:20 odd left to go. Doesn't want Zambotti to settle. That's where the Mexican is at her most dangerous. Better if she can have her moving. No score. Couldn't come up with the counter, and Kalanina couldn't come up with the control on the way down. Momentarily, there was a penalty on the board for Zambotti for a while, but they've taken that off. Zambotti able to counter Kalanina there. No protection for the Ukrainian in that attacking effort. Left herself open for the counter. And Zambotti it is who wins out there. We'll see Zambotti in the first of the semi-finals.
Niebieska judogi Sandra Jablonskite, Litwa, a jej przeciwniczką białej judogi jest Ksenia Chibisova.
Right, let's go down to mat number 2 now. Because coming up on mat number 2, Xenia Chibisova of Russia faces Sandra Jablonskita of Lithuania. It's Chibisova in the white judogi, Jablonskita in blue.
And point for Germany, Busov.
Jablonskita picks up a penalty. Left-sided effort there. Makikomi from Chibisova doesn't quite bring down Jablonskita for a score. The second penalty picked up by Jablonskita. And a big Osodagari that buries the Lithuanian. Chibisova coming up with the big ippon.
Zakończył się pojedynek na macie numer 2. Zwyciężyła reprezentantka Rosji Ksenia Chibisova.
Well, perhaps Jablonskita's teammate, Santa Pacanita, can do a little bit better here. It's Santa Pacanita to face Katarzyna Furmanek. Pacanita in the white judogi, Furmanek in blue. Furmanek competing in front of not only the home crowd, but also right in front of her teammates. There's a nice big group of the Polish women's team there to cheer her on. By far the smaller of the two. She attempts that tomoe-nage, misses out. A slightly over-ambitious effort there from Furmanek, and she picks up a penalty for a false attack. Slightly harsh. I have the feeling that she genuinely made an effort to throw there, but oh well. Furmanek picked up a second penalty there, this time for an overly defensive posture. Again, the Sutemi was an effort, so why did they call a false attack for the first one? Still think that was a bit harsh. Lunging with that Koichigari effort for Manek.
Next quarterfinal round one, women under 70 kilo.
Walka ćwierćfinałowa w kategorii wagowej do 70 kg.
In blue for Slovenia, Patricia Bray. In white for Poland, Polska, Katarzyna Cliss. The W1 after 19 seconds, winner by Ipon for Poland, Polska, Katarzyna Cliss. Katarzyna will win the semifinal for women under 70 kilo. Next quarterfinal, same as in the same night, women under 70 kg.
Kolejna walka ćwierćfinałowa, kategoria wagowa do 70 kg. Marta Majer.
In blue for Pacut, Drova, Mansour. In white for Uzbekistan, Chibisova.
Well, if the first one was a false attack, that one wasn't anywhere near as good. She gets away with it anyway. Oh, Pacanita able to squeeze past Katarzyna Furmanek. And it's Pacanita who will face Zhenya Chibisova of Russia in the second of the semi-finals.
Next quarterfinal round two, women under 70 kilo.
Kolejna walka ćwierćfinałowa, kategoria wagowa do 70 kg. Niebieska judogi reprezentantka Rosji, Valentina Marcela. Biała judogi reprezentantka...
Right, coming up next, Asma Niang of Morocco. Morocco faces Valentina Maltseva of Russia. It's Niang in the white judogi, Maltseva in blue. Pressure on the edge there, just stepping off. Satemi was an effort there from Niang, but it was a little bit loose. She almost ended up getting caught on the ground there. Now Niang coming up with a Yuko, so it's the Moroccan who leads with 2 minutes and 36 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time for Maltseva to work things out here. Well, they decided against the Yuko for Niang. So, no score yet. Maltseva picks up a penalty for wandering out of the area.
To tell you one, winner in blue for Belgium, Mansour. Mansour will be in the semifinals for women under 70 kilo. Next quarterfinal at one, women under 78 kilograms.
Ćwierćfinałowa kategoria wagowa do 78 kg.
In blue for the Netherlands, Kalan Stevenson. In white for Russia, Anastasia Drova.
Maltseva just catching Niang on the side of the head there. There's still time here. Maltseva doesn't want this to get away from her. She's picked up a single penalty. Just needs to get herself back under control here. Obviously frustrated at being down a Yuko and some of the tactics of Niang, but well, it's part of it.
Examining on women blue medalist Stevenson. The Dutch yoga qualifies for the semi-finals in the women under 78 kg. Coming next, the quarterfinal for the women under 78 kg. Examining one.
Kolejna walka ćwierćfinałowa kategorii wagowej.
Niang is beginning to allow little bits of the contest to get to her unnecessarily. And she's in danger of committing an error here. Got to refocus and concentrate in these last few seconds. Can't gift Maltseva the contest. No score, so we're going to have a period of golden score to decide the winner here. Right, golden score period. Ojigari left-sided from Maltseva puts Niang under a little bit of pressure. The Moroccan comes up with a Yoko Sutemiwaza, but it doesn't trouble Niang. Another little Yoko Sutemiwaza effort from Niang, just putting Maltseva under some pressure there. Got to come up with an attack now, the Russian, or else she'll be called for passivity. Almost countered there. Doing the right thing is Niang to come up with the initial attacks. So it's Maltseva who's on the back foot now. See, they're not the tidiest, but she's getting them in. This is it now. If Niang attacks first, it'll be the end for Maltseva. Countered there. Yep. Niang's efforts backfired as Maltseva took over that last weak attack. And it's Maltseva who we'll see in the semi-final. Kojigake, and then turned by Maltseva.
Na macie numer 2 zwyciężyła reprezentantka Rosji, Valentina Maltseva.
Next quarterfinal round 2, women under 70 kilo.
Kolejny ćwierćfinał na macie numer 2, walka w kategorii wagowej do 70 kg. Niebieska judowi, reprezentantka Kazachstanu, Zana Kashkin.
Well, the last quarter-final in the under 70 kilo category features Sendayush Naranjagl of Mongolia. She's up against Jana Kashkin of Kazakhstan. Sendayush in the white judogi, Kashkin in blue. Kashkin picking up a Shido there.
Kalan, and now, semi-final for women over 78 kilos. It's time to run.
Na macie numer 1 walka półfinałowa, kategoria wagowa plus 78 kg.
Sendayush complaining that she took one to the face there. I wonder if we got a replay of that. Kashkin catching Sendayush in the mouth there. Maybe it's just slightly untidy on the Kazakh's part. In any case, I've just seen that down on mat number 1, the semi-final in the semi-final in the plus 78 kilo category is taking place. We better go down to mat number 1 then to pick up the contest between Vanessa Zambotti of Mexico. She faces Marina Slutskaya of Belarus. It's Zambotti in the white judogi and Slutskaya in blue There's no score yet in the contest, and there's 2 minutes and 50 odd seconds left to go. Just as we moved from mat 2, by the way, Sendayush Naranjagal through Nishana Kashkin for Ippon. Well, it's always the way. Stay with us, we'll bring you more action from the European Open for women.
For the final for women under 78 kilos, tatami 2.
Na macie numer 2 walka ćwierćfinałowa kategoria wagowa do 78 kg. Niebieska judogi reprezentantka Polski Beata Pacut. Biała judogi reprezentantka Hiszpanii Kalan.
Repêchage for women under 70 kilos, the semifinal. In blue for Uzbekistan, Kurmasa Yazova. In white for Slovenia, Patricia Proli.
Czyli tam, tak, potwierdzone wszystko jest. Czyli już startujemy, już jak jest ta przerwa, to na przerwie tak, ale może ktoś chce wydrukować, potem będzie szukał regulamin, nie wiem, czy to jest pralni, czy czegoś. Nic nie zaszkodzi. No to w stawce najwyżej będzie ładnie wyglądało. Przecież masz, zapłaciłeś 40 zł, to teraz szalej jesteś. Nie chcę rabatu, tylko chciałem fakturę na to. To jest twoja akcja.
Zwyciężyła Beata Pacut, Polska.
Coming next in quarterfinal for women under 78 kilos, the bout.
Kolejny ćwierćfinał kategorii wagowej do 78 kg. Niebieska przewodnik, reprezentantka Rosji. Alena Kaszowskaja. Biała przewodnik, reprezentantka Portugalii. Janina
0409 260.
Nie, dobrze, kod pocztowy.
02001 02001
Warszawa.
Aleje Jerozolimskie 83 przez 15. I Polski Związek Judo.
Dobra, proszę to.
No to pan, aha, to pan przygotuje i będę
daję.
przychodził obok
Dobra.
pana, to odbiorę.
Dobra.
Zjawiska. Czekam przez znowu, nie mogę tego wyjaśnić.
Martin it is who leads by Wazari with a little over a minute and a half left to go. Picked up that single sheet. Broly has picked up the two. I think this is the limit for Broly here. Martin Yazova proving that a little bit too difficult for the Slovenian fighter. He comes up with a right-sided Uchimata effort, but it's blocked by Martin Yazova, who thinks about getting involved in a little bit of Neowaza, but nothing comes through. The referee sees it's going nowhere and calls mate, and there's a little over a minute left to go. I'm not at all sure where Martin Yazova was going with that arm. That's the original score, Wazari. Maybe she fancied having another go on this side. Didn't materialize. Oh, up onto the hip. Not quite, not quite.
Don't forget that the activity in Poland will continue next week in Cliss with a Polish cup.
40 odd seconds left to go. Broly still putting in an effort, but it's Martin Yazova who leads here.
Serdecznie zapraszamy.
So Matinyazova it is who wins out in that repêchage contest.
Tatami 1, winning blue for Uzbekistan, Gulnaz Amniyazova. And now, semi-final for women under 70 kilos, Tatami 1.
Na macie numer 1, walka półfinałowa.
Right, the semi-final on mat number 1 between Katarzyna Cliss of Poland. She faces Lola Mansour of Belgium. It's Cliss in the white judogi and Mansour in blue.
Zwyciężyła na macie numer 2 Ramirez, Portugalia. Walka repasażowa w kategorii wagowej plus 78 kg. Niebieska judogi Polska, Katarzyna Drova. Biała judogi Litwa, Sandra Jablonska.
Oh, nice attempt there with the Ashiwaza from Lola Mansour. Doesn't come up with a score because Cliss lands on a front, but there was the threat there. A single Shido against the Belgian at the moment. Well, this is where the Poles think that they've got the best chance of taking a gold medal today. And that's with Cliss. A single Shido picked up by Lola Mansour is enough to separate her from Cliss. It's Cliss of Poland who makes her way into the final. We'll see Mansour again, but it'll be in the bronze medal match. Now we've got a repêchage contest coming up here. Anastasia Dmitrieva of Russia faces Ivana Maranic of Croatia. It'll be Dmitrieva in the white judogi and Maranic in blue. Not a bad little effort from Dmitrieva. She hops in there on the right side for what looked initially like an ojigari and then thought about uchimata. Dimitrieva it is, who comes up with the Ippon win.
And now, semi-final for women under 78 kilo, Tatami 1.
Walka półfinałowa w kategorii wagowej do
Really
70
got hold of
In blue,
Maranic there.
Ukraine, Anastasia Turchin. In white for the Netherlands, Kalan Stevenson.
The semi-final in the under 78 kilo category. Karen Stevenson of the Netherlands is up against Anastasia Turchin of the Ukraine. It's Stevenson in the white judogi, Turchin in blue.
eliminacyjnych.
Semi-final for women under 78 kilo, Tatami 2.
Walka półfinałowa w kategorii wagowej plus 78 kg. Niebieska judogi Santa Paciente, Litwa. Biała judogi reprezentantka Rosji, Chibisova.
Jest taki moment, kiedy mi przypominacie.
Yes, good score there from Turchin. She's on good form today. Moving nicely, the Ukrainian. Oh, that was a good score, right in front of the referee. Saw enough of the body go down on the side. I think that was a good score. However, they have decided against that. And instead of Turchin having a lead, she's got a penalty against her. Good strong grip there from Turchin now. A little bit further over with the hips. A little bit more commitment from that left foot. Planting it in the right place would help. No, you're not going to throw Turchin with one hand, are you? That's Sutemiwaza. Stevenson, not surprisingly, picking up a penalty for that effort. Yeah, off balance in the end there, and Stevenson not able to capitalise. The Ukrainian Anastasia Turchin able to trap the leg. Got herself into a bit of a problem there, however. That stretch was a little bit too far and almost got caught. She does get caught this time. A good counter from Stevenson, and she puts Yuko on the board. That's the lead. With a minute and 22 left to go. And a second score now for Stevenson. So, Anastasia Turchin, if she wants this place in the final, has got a lot of work to do here. Well, Anastasia Turchin not able to get past Karen Stevenson of the Netherlands. 2 scores for the Dutch fighter, puts her in the final. Right, let's go to mat number 2 now, because that's where the remainder of the judo is going to be for this first part of the morning. We are looking at the end of the contest between Xenia Chibisova of Russia. She's just defeated Santa Pacanita of Lithuania. Chibisova it is who wins out there just with that single score of Yuko. She'll be in the final against Vanessa Zambotti of Mexico. That's in the plus 78 kilo category.
Repêchage'owa w kategorii wagowej do 70 kg. Niebieska judogi reprezentantka Kazachstanu.
Right, we've got a repêchage contest coming up now between Asma Niang of Morocco. She faces Jana Kashkin of Kazakhstan. It's Niang in the white judogi and Kashkin in blue. Kashkin is going to need to just step away from the mat for a moment, just to wipe away a little bit of blood that's picked up from a bump to the lip that she's taken. And Asmanian comes up immediately with that Tomoinagi, throwing Jana Kashkin for Ippon. Didn't hang about when Kashkin returned to the mat, just jumped in there quickly and over went Kashkin. Sumigaishi it was.
And now, semifinal for women under 70 kilo.
A teraz na macie numer 2. Walka półfinałowa w kategorii wagowej do 70 kg. Niebieska judogi, reprezentantka Mongolii. Narangia Tsendajusz. Biała judogi, reprezentantka Rosji.
Right, we've got semi-final in the under 70 kilo category. It's Valentina Maltseva of Russia. She faces Sendayush Naranjagul of Mongolia. Maltseva in the white judo gets Sendayush in blue. Sendayush with the opportunity with the Uranagi, but that didn't come off. Couldn't quite get hold of the arm the way she wanted, Sendayush, for that Ippon Seoinage effort. Maltseva picks up a penalty for just holding on to one side of the jacket for a little bit too long without attacking. And slightly untidy work there from Maltseva in the end, and the referee calls mate. Single Shido against the Russian with a minute 50 odd left to go, and it's the Mongolian coach who's just being asked to just calm down a little bit. Zari picked up by Sendayush. She was untidy in the Nevaza. Couldn't stay nice and tight on the top half of the body. Why would you lose the top half of the body and try and concentrate on the legs? All the power, all the strength of the greater degree of mobility is in your opponent's upper body. So take control of that first, and then you can work on the legs. She shifted attention to the legs, and Maltseva was able to escape. Little over a minute left to go. Another bump on the head for Sendayush. She's been in the wars today. Everyone's having a bit of a dig at the Mongolian here. Yeah. Both fighters penalized for avoiding to take a grip, although I had the feeling that at least Maltseva was attempting to take a grip, but it was... Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Maltseva was attempting to take the grip. It was Sendayush who was backing off and avoiding to take the grip, so that penalty was cancelled. Twenty-odd seconds left to go. This for a place in the final. Katarzyna Cliss of Poland awaits the winner of this one, and that'll be a difficult one for whomsoever wins this. It's Sendayush playing Patakeg again with the hands, and Maltseva coming forward attempting to take a grip, but Sendayush not interested. And it is Sendayush Ranjagal who wins out over Valentina Maltseva of Russia. Maltseva will come up against the Uzbek Gulnoza Matinyazova in the bronze medal match.
Zakończyła się walka półfinałowa w kategorii wagowej do 70 kg. Zwyciężyła reprezentantka Mongolii Nayaronkal Sendayush. Walka repasażowa, kategoria wagowa do 78 kg. Niebieska judogi reprezentantka Rosji Alena Kaczorowskaja. Biała judogi reprezentantka...
We've got two more contests to bring you. The first of which is a repêchage contest in the under 78 kilo category. And that's Laia Talan of Spain. She faces Alena Kakorovskaya of Russia. It's Talan in the white judogi, Kakorovskaya in blue. Just the single Shido against Kakorovskaya at the moment. There's a minute and a half left to go. The winner of this gets the chance to fight for a bronze medal. Mind you, in order to achieve that, they'll have to get past Anastasia Turchin, and I can't see either of these defeating Turchin. Anyway, we shall see. See, if Talan, if Kakorovskaya had come up with a really big attack, she might have drawn a penalty from the Spanish fighter, but she couldn't. Can't just move around and change your grips and look positive. You have to come up with genuine attacks. That would have made Talan look negative or passive, and you'd have had a chance, but that didn't happen. And it was Laia Talan of Spain who won out there over Alina Kakorovskaya of Russia. It's Talan who will compete for the bronze medal.
Semifinal for the women under 78 kilo.
Teraz walka półfinałowa, kategoria watowa do 78 kg. Niebieska judogi, reprezentantka Portugalii.
Right, we've got the last contest of this first part of the day, and it's Beata Pacut of Poland. She's up against Yahima Ramirez of Portugal. It's Pacut in the white judogi, Ramirez in blue. The winner of this will face Karen Stevenson of the Netherlands in the final. Ramirez it is who picked up that penalty. The second penalty picked up now by Ramirez. Good effort at a counter there from Pacut. Ramirez coming up with that Uchimata effort, and then the Polish fighter almost countering. Now third penalty picked up by Ramirez. It's time for that overly defensive posture. Attempted Hizaguruma. Not sure what Ramirez has gotten angry about. Threw her hands up as if to say, come on. There wasn't a great deal that Pacut could have done. Pacut holding on to one side of the gi without coming up with an attack there. She picks up a penalty with 40 odd seconds left to go. Oh, Polish fighter just about coming up with an attack there on the left side. Last few seconds there. Pacut not going to risk anything with an attack now. Just turns away from the edge and avoids picking up another penalty. Three penalties given away by Ramirez, just one for Pacut, and that was enough to see the Polish fighter into the final. Right, let's have a rundown then of the lineup of the final block. We've got Matinyazova of Uzbekistan and Maltseva of Russia in the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 70 kilo category. Asmaniang and Lola Mansour, the Moroccan and the Belgian, will go then head to head in the second of the bronze medal matches. In the final of the under 70 kilo category, Katarzyna Cliss of Poland faces Tsendayush Naranjagal of Mongolia. In the under 78 kilo category, it's Anastasia Dmitrieva. She'll be of Russia. She's up against Jaime Ramirez of Portugal. And then Laila Talan of Spain faces Anastasia Turchin of Ukraine. The final is Karen Stevenson of the Netherlands against Beata Pacut of Poland. And in the plus 78 kilo category, it's Yelisaveta Kalanina of the Ukraine up against Santa Pakinita of Lithuania. And then the second bronze medal match is Sandra Jablonskita of Lithuania up against Marina Slutskaya of Belarus. The final is Vanessa Zambotti of Mexico and Xenia Chibisova of Russia. The number 1 and number 2 seeds go head to head. Now my picks this morning were Dilba Umiralieva. This is outside of the top 4. So you had the top 4 fighters, and then I tried to pick one. Dilba Umiralieva. Well, she lost to Pratistra Broly of Slovenia, so that was out. In the under 78 kilo category, it was Purev Jugle Hlamded of Mongolia. Well, she lost out to Pacut, who ended Beata Pacut of Poland, who ended up in the final. And then in the plus 78 kilo category, Yelisaveta Kalanina was my pick. She lost out to Vanessa Zambotti, who's in the final, but we will see Kalanina in that bronze medal match. We're going to take a break for half an hour now, and we'll be back at just after 2:15 in Warsaw. Thanks to everyone on the team. See you in half an hour. Bye-bye.